Ooh, okay. Hey. Hey! We did it on the Twitch. Okay, let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. All right, all right. Okay, hold on. Now how do I find... Proceed. Where's also my YouTube chat, though, is a thing. Oh no, now where did my chat go? Period. What did I do? Shit. Okay. I want... I'm looking for my chat's chat. Hold on. Ah! Yup. I don't see... There it is. Multi-stream. Aw. All right. Can somebody drop a message in the chat? Am I frozen? No? Hello. Okay. So I see myself say that on YouTube. Great. This is on Twitch. Yes. Hey, Kylie. TS Kylie. Hello. I see you. Okay. Great. Great. Guys, it's working. Ah! Okay. Now, did we get a notification in the server? Oh, we did. Oh, why is my face gotta look like that? Because I went like this. That's so silly. Anyway, we are gold. Does everything sound okay, guys? Put a 1 in the chat if everything sounds okay. Hey, Tinkerbell, W for being on the Twitch. Hey, you guys are killing it. Hi, King Danielle. Hello. It's a little quiet. Okay. Is this better? Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Now we just gotta get more people in here, guys. We just gotta get more people in here. There's a lag, but I think it might be my phone. Okay. I had to change my real name real quick. Oh, is that my babe? I'm so excited for you. Babe, is that you? Is that my husband? Of Emma 17? Is that my husband? Hello? Okay. It's like an eye exam. Is 1 or 2 better? Yep, exactly. That's where we're at right now. It's like an eye exam. Okay, and I do need this over here because I need it to look a certain way here. Would it still look that way if I put it over here, though? Let's find out. Whoa, that's not what I wanted. You come back over here. Okay, just making sure that's my husband and not like some weirdo trying to pretend to be my husband. Shoot. Oh. Done. If I just move it back over here, does it fix it? Sure does. Okay, so you've got to stay over here. Great. Bow, 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 bow. Look at us, chat. Killing it. Killing the game. All right, guys. I do wish there was a way that I could put like the daily goal. Yes, no more echo. I fixed it. I need to figure out a way to put like a daily goal bar. You made it, Finn. W. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. All right, let's try to get some debates. There was an update on the Luigi Mangione case, was there? Okay, hold on a second. Hold on, let's check it out. Luigi Mangione case update. Ooh, okay. Luigi Mangione state trial, key evidence including gun allowed, some evidence suppressed. The judge overseeing Luigi Mangione's state murder case ruled Monday that certain evidence seized from his backpack during a search at the Pennsylvania McDonald's where he was arrested must be suppressed, while evidence seized at the station house in Altoona, Pennsylvania, including the alleged murder weapon, will be allowed. New York Judge Gregory Caro determined Mangione's backpack was not in a grabbable area while he was detained by Altoona police in the McDonald's. The search of the backpack at the McDonald's was an improper, warrantless search, he said. Therefore, the evidence found during the search of the backpack at the McDonald's must be suppressed, including the magazine, cell phone, passport, wallet, and computer chip. Caro decided the subsequent search of the backpack at the station house as a valid inventory search, so the items discovered there, including the alleged 3D printed gun used, a notebook, and handwritten slips of paper with purported escape routes, will be allowed at the trial. Prosecutors have said Mangione's notebook entries speak to motive. The target is insurance, one entry said. It checks every box. Certain statements Mangione made to Altoona police officers will be suppressed, including his response when he was asked why he had initially given a false name. Statements Mangione made to 2 Pennsylvania corrections officers are allowed, including a wide-ranging conversation about healthcare, overseas travel, and literature. Mangione asked one of the officers how he was being perceived in the media for his alleged crime and expressed a desire to make a public statement. Mangione attended Monday's hearing wearing a dark suit. He sat at the defense table as 2 court officers stood behind him. A small group of Mangione supporters, some in Free Luigi shirts, watched from the back rows. Mangione's state trial is scheduled to begin September 8th for the killing of the United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, and Caro's decision will help define the contours of high-profile criminal trial. Defense lawyers have argued that the search of the backpack without a warrant violated Mangione's rights and have repeatedly urged Caro to block prosecutors from using the evidence. At the hearing, Altoona law enforcement officers repeatedly attempted to justify their warrantless searches of Mr. Mangione's backpack. Instead, all these officers demonstrated was an utter disregard for a defendant's constitutional rights and a shocking ignorance of basic search and seizure case law. Damn. Tortilla, this is not OBS. This is Streamlabs because OBS sucks. But we got a 3-day banana on the main account on TikTok, so we said, fuck it. Let's test our luck over here with our new plan for MAGA hunting. So welcome. Welcome, everybody. Please do the thumbs up, leave the comments, do all the good things. I'm still learning what those good things are on the tube, right? I know I can't play music, that sort of thing. So I know the basics. I know I can hit my thing. I can be a grown-up on this app, so that's cool. So that's... Hi, I love you so much, and I'm so happy that you're here. So yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try to find a Trump supporting live, and that way you guys can see what that looks like here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. All right, let's listen in for a minute.
To another with no repercussions. I think more power should be given back to.
Oh, thank you, Carol. Will you DM that to me on Discord?
That power already. It's called voting.
Here's the deal, Nate. We have that power. It's called the Second Amendment. When it says we have the right to form a well-regulated militia, right? That we have that power. But here's the problem: is the government has scared everybody in this country that if you go against the government, that's an act of treason. How is it fucking the government? We put you people in there to uphold the Constitution, and you guys are failing at it. So now we're going to come and get you. We're going to have a military tribunal, and you're going to be tried for treason.
Yeah.
Because the Constitution is the law of the land, and they fail to understand that. They fail to remember that, and they fail to remember that they actually work for us.
Yeah.
See, people like Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Nadler, fucking what's that other douchebag's name? That frickin' Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
Maxine Waters, Mitch McConnell. I mean, there's people in the Republican Party and the Democratic Party that they all play the same stupid game. And why aren't they being arrested and being tried for treason? I mean, I don't know how you feel about the Second Amendment, but it says right in there in black and white, the right to bear arms will not be infringed. Why are they putting restrictions on the Second Amendment? Why are they doing half the shit that they're doing? The facts are the facts. But nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody just wants to bitch about the little shit. And here's the way you solve it. Pure and simple. Get involved in your local elections. Get involved in the legislature, the Senate at your state. And if you don't like who's running, you don't like their values and what they stand for, or the parties, then you fucking find somebody and get an independent person in. If you get more independent people in there than Republicans and Democrats, the independents are going to rule the House. They're going to rule the Senate. And then when the governor vetoes it, they'll just filibuster it and say, fuck you. This is what the people wanted.
Yeah, I want to welcome up Dark. Welcome up Dark. Sorry, honey. I just like to welcome everybody up first. And welcome up, be ready. Okay, Dark, what would you like to say?
I was literally just asking if we needed to be introduced. But yes, so our Second Amendment, according to District of Columbia v. Heller, our gun rights are not unlimited. That's not the case whatsoever. They're a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, right? So there are regulations that can be included. I'm as a 2A owner, I'm not one for over-regulation, but I do believe like safe storage laws, red flag laws, and universal background checks, specifically when it comes to private sales, would actually curb gun violence as a whole in this country.
Okay, but hold on a second, Dark. You're talking about two different things, okay? And what I
just came in on the back end of the conversation, so if I'm assuming something,
I know, but here's the thing: the Constitution, the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. Any restriction on that is infringement.
No.
Period.
It starts off with a well-regulated.
No, it starts off with a well-regulated militia, not the right to bear arms. The
so
right
what
to
is a
bear arms shall
militia
not be
according
infringed.
to the Constitution?
Go ahead, Kirk.
A militia is formed to make sure that the government upholds and carries out the law of the land, which is the Constitution. And if they don't do it, the militia can actually go and arrest these people and make sure that they have their day in court. That's what the militia is, to make sure that the government doesn't take over. Why? That was the whole reason of the Bill of Rights, is to make sure that we didn't bow down to a king anymore or a government that was tyrannical. That's what the founding fathers believed in. And
Article
people
1,
want to make
Section
sure.
8.
Let him finish, please.
Sorry, ma'am,
Okay.
there's a lag because his service is spotty, so I didn't realize he was still speaking. It's not that I'm trying to interrupt, I'm trying to just get in where
go
there's
ahead.
a pause.
No. Okay, no, go ahead. Article 1, Section 8. Go ahead.
Article 1, Section 8
What is
actually describes the militia. It describes the powers of Congress, right? So it says Congress shall have the power to lay and collect taxes, duties imposed, and excises, to provide calling forth the militia, to execute the laws of the Union, suppress insurrections, and repeal invasions, to provide for organizing, arming, and disciplining the militia, and for governing such part of them as they may be employed in the service of the United States, reserving to the states respectively the appointment of the officers, the authority of training the militia according to the discipline prescribed by Congress. So the Constitution actually lays out what the militia is, and the Second Amendment is speaking about the militia specifically. So therefore, there are regulations allowed according to the Constitution for guns.
Okay. I've held my. The Constitution does not lay out what the militia is. The militia is, Kirk is correct. The militia is in case the government is tyrannical. Okay. Secondly, the Second Amendment says the right to bear arms shall not be infringed. It did not mention who at all at any time that they had to be part of a militia.
Yeah, I have the same
So
book.
that's some,
Or not the
that's
same
some
one, but I
bullshit.
have one.
The militia.
We all have the Constitution. Congratulations.
I just read from the Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, what the militia is.
Congratulations. But that's not Article 2. I mean, that's not
Sorry, Brian.
the Second Amendment. So we're talking
No,
about
so the Second Amendment, all 27 words, are a well-regulated militia, comma, being necessary to the security of a free state, comma, the right of the people to keep and bear arms, comma, shall not be infringed. The first
Right of
part
the
of the
people.
Second
Don't
Amendment
say
is
right
a
of the
well-regulated militia, and according to the Constitution, a well-regulated militia is organized, called upon, and prescribed by Congress.
Mhm.
No, see, so that's a different part of it. Now, if you want to talk about, hold on, Black, if you want to talk about an insurrection, all right, what happened in Minnesota when you had a governor, an AG, 2 mayors, and everybody else called to go against ICE, which is a federal freaking government that was there to deport people? That's called an insurrection. That's called sedition.
That's not what an
that's-
insurrection is at all.
And so what?
That's not what an
Wait,
insurrection is at all.
Dark.
Really?
Let him
An
finish.
insurrection is anybody that goes against the government. Correct? Are we fair on that statement?
No, an insurrection by definition is an organized violent uprising by a group of citizens against their government or governing authority.
I mean, you said that the
Okay.
militia is.
So hold on. So
Brooklyn, you're breaking up a little bit, darling.
federal government.
Kirk,
Oh,
you're
sorry.
breaking up real bad.
If you're talking about a state government, all right, I'll just go on mute. You guys are talking.
No, go ahead.
Well, he was saying that the militia is, to go up against a tyrannical government. I mean, it sounds like what you were just describing over there was a militia that rose up against a tyrannical government, at least in their opinion.
The Constitution actually doesn't say anything about a tyrannical government ever in it.
Yeah,
Not
I was
one.
going off of what Kirk was saying earlier. So, I mean, it seems like a loose definition.
You're right. The Constitution does not say that. It's the Declaration of Independence that says that. Okay. And that's why we had the Bill of Rights, is because they didn't want a tyrannical government again. So if you're talking about citizens rising up against the government, now you have politicians that are rising up against the federal government, not the state, the federal. That's an insurrection when you're going against the commander in chief. And also, if it's in one of the other articles, and I don't have my book with me, but if you look
What
it up, the
article?
militia
What
is
article are
underneath.
you thinking it is, Kurt? I got my book right here.
It's on what duties
Breaking up.
the president is in charge of the militia, has control of the militia.
That's not in there at all.
Because I left my book, and
That's
that's
just
going to be in one of these debates.
Right.
Isn't it just the army and the military?
Oh, Jesus, take me.
Five each
No, if you're
house.
talking about a well-regulated militia, that would fall underneath the president. Because they
No,
didn't talk
that's
about
not
army
according to
or
Constitution.
any of that shit back then. It was the militia.
So
Constitutional
where do we have a well-regulated militia? How does that exist?
Can you look that up?
All right. The militia referenced in the Second Amendment is a military or paramilitary force made up of civilian members. This concept emphasizes the role of ordinary citizens in contributing to the defense and security of their state. The Second Amendment states that the well-regulated militia is necessary for security of a free state. This implies that the militia serves as a safeguard against potential threats, both external and internal, ensuring that the populace can defend itself. The Second Amendment also protects the right of the people to keep and bear arms. This right is closely linked to the existence of a well-regulated militia, suggesting that the ability to possess firearms is essential for the functioning and effectiveness of the militia. Historical context. Historically, militias were composed of local citizens who could be called upon in times of need, particularly before the establishment of a professional standing army. The framers of the Constitution recognized the importance of an armed populace as a check against tyranny and oppression.
Oh shit.
So that would
So
that
go
leads me to
back
believe-
to the Constitution. I'm not done.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Constitutional protections against tyranny. Dark. It's on the U.S. Constitution website, ma'am. And
what's
it
that
goes on
website
to
for
say
me?
it's the separation of powers.
So
Okay, that is to prevent the tyranny of a government. So, ma'am, it is in there. It states it clearly. Miss
here.
me.
I'm on the constitution.congress.gov. I'm going to put tyranny in here. And we're going to search
All right.
for
Can
tyranny.
Katie, can I get the big box?
Real quick. I want to welcome up Bubba. Bubba, you found me. This is conservative Katie, but I'm Cooter Scooter today.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I followed you on this one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Who's
sorry, I'm
Eleanor Stratton? The U.S. Constitution by Eleanor Stratton.
Shut the fuck up, Nate. I'm about done with your ass.
So that's just about the constitutional purpose against tyranny. My argument was tyranny's not mentioned in the Constitution because it's not.
Okay, great.
And I said I agree with you. The tyranny is in the Declaration of Independence. And the
I'm not arguing with
Declaration
you,
of
Kirk. I'm
Independence.
arguing with Gabby now. Gabby's arguing with me this time.
Yeah, but I would like to point out
the
that they
building-
do, in a sense, use the term because they talk about maintaining a status of independence.
So, Bubba, just to give you like a quick synopsis, because you weren't here, we were talking about like the Second Amendment, and I was talking about Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution, about how the
Why are you
regulated
being
militia
pompous?
was maintained and organized by Congress.
Why are you being pompous? Why are you intentionally being pompous?
I'm
If he
not being
wasn't here,
pompous.
he picked up
Bubba
on his
wasn't
own.
here.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure it doesn't matter if he was here or not.
Yeah. Well, I
I was just
here.
being
I was
respectful
listening
and
to
trying
it.
to fill him in. That's my bad.
No,
I
you
guess.
weren't. No, you weren't. You were being pompous.
Why? Okay, whoa. Nope. I am not okay with today right now. Everybody is angry. Even the ones that are saying, oh, you're interrupting me, you're interrupting them too. So stop. Welcome up, Cam.
I found you.
Yeah.
We're just going to give him a minute to cool down.
The Cooter Scooter 1000. All right, Bubba, go on, please. I don't know what was in the water this weekend, but everybody's been drinking something.
I don't know. I've been building chicken coops.
Oh,
and chicken
Elena's
coops,
sick.
Katie, I'm
but-
chilling. I'm just chilling here, man.
I've been drinking Fago up in Michigan.
I'm just
You hear
telling
me,
you,
Katie?
everybody is cray today. What, Cam?
I said Elena's sick.
Well, you all better keep that shit away from me. How about that?
She's saying her stomach been hurting all morning.
It was that spaghetti. I gave everybody diarrhea. Go ahead, Bubba.
Whatever.
Ew.
Oh, you're good. I was just saying, like, while they don't expressively utilize the term, right, tyranny, they do implement the ideology into the Second Amendment because it specifically says, right, in order to maintain a status of independence, right? Like, if the government does become too tyrannical, it's saying that the states have the capability to maintain their status of freedom. This is why they didn't specifically say tyranny, right? But even George Washington, in his first congressional speech, openly talks about what it means to be well regulated, what it means to be to have the armed citizens, right? Because the citizens are what make up the militia. The states honestly don't even really have much of a control in this because it's the civilians creating the militias. It's the civilians creating the order and discipline within their structures. That's why when you look at it, there were so many different militias. It's not just one singular militia.
So if that were true and it was just citizen to citizen, right? Any citizen can have anything they want because it shall not be infringed. What is District of Columbia v. Heller state about gun regulation?
Yeah, it's interesting you bring that up. It says that the Second Amendment protects the individual's rights to possess firearms for traditionally lawful purposes, such as self-defense within their home, striking down the DC handgun ban. You know, just off the top of my head, how does that say that there's limitations on what they can own?
Because
As
if
long
you
as
actually, if
as
you
long as they
really-
do it legally.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, I was still talking.
I'm sorry, I thought you were done.
It's
My bad.
crazy that you keep doing that. You know, it doesn't say as long as they legally possess it, there's a limitation to what they can own, other than, you know, there's a national ban on automatics. We understand that. But what's crazy is that you keep bringing up these things. What about McDonald versus the city of Chicago? That's the one where the Second Amendment applies to state and local governments, right? Because, you know, that regulated militia that we're talking about. So, you know, when you're bringing up court cases and things like that, you're trying to get a gotcha moment with some limited knowledge, and shame on you for trying to do that and explaining some bullshit that's random and trying to make yourself sound smarter.
Can I
It
answer
doesn't
now?
have to do that. While the Second Amendment grants the constitutional right to bear arms, the right is not considered absolute. You're correct in that. The Supreme Court has a special regulation in the process of the firearms by certain individuals, the mentally ill and people that are convicts. Okay, so those are the people that you're talking about having limitations. You weren't talking about the regular citizens. So it's crazy that you would do that. Stop
Right. I was
doing
never
that.
talking. I was never talking about regular citizens to begin with. So another thing that was decided in DC v. Heller is like the type of weapon that we are allowed to have. Right. So even though you brought up McDonald v. City of Chicago, so that applied Second Amendment protections to states, but it didn't eliminate regulation on a state by state basis, which is why Illinois is allowed to have such tight regulations on guns in their state. Correct. So like before acting like I don't know what I'm talking about and asking me a bunch of questions that you don't stop to allow me to answer, because it's not that I'm interrupting you. It's that I think you're asking me a question that you genuinely want an answer to, and I'm attempting to answer that question. So if we
Not one
actually
time.
go, so hold on,
Not
it's
one
weird that you're
time.
interrupting me now, isn't it? Isn't it weird that you're
Not one
interrupting me
time
now?
did I ask you a question though.
Hold on, be ready. Isn't it weird that you're interrupting me now? So when we're talking about District of Columbia v. Heller,
Whoa. Just
so wait,
Everybody
everyone's
needs
allowed to
a tail
interrupt me,
pill,
but I'm not allowed
okay?
to interrupt them?
No, nobody's allowed to interrupt each other. How about that, please?
Great. So can Be Ready stop interrupting me and allow me to land my plane?
Can you, Dark. Katie just said for everybody.
Look,
So why am I
Bubba's
being
done
It
taking
was
off his
not
jacket. It's about to get real up here. Bubba
why
had
am I
his
being
hand up.
because, Dark, I'm trying to speak with you and I don't want you interrupting me. Because when Katie said that, when she made that statement for everybody to quit interrupting everybody and over talking everybody, it didn't mean that you needed to come back with a smart comment regarding, well, can you ask so and so to quit interrupting me? All you needed to do was to continue on with what you were saying. It did not need any additional verbiage added to it. Please continue because Bubba's waiting.
Yeah,
no
Bubba's
problem.
got his hand up.
When we're
And so did
talking,
Kirkland.
so when we're talking District of Columbia v. Heller, the decision from the Supreme Court justices in the majority opinion interpreted that the Second Amendment's text and historical context to protect an individual, not collective right, to keep and bear arms. The court ruled that handguns are in common use for lawful purpose, and that the DC ban and trigger lock requirement made self-defense impossible for citizens in their homes. Justice Scalia stressed that the decision did not invalidate long-standing restrictions on firearm ownership by felons or mentally ill, or laws barring guns in sensitive places like schools and government buildings. There was some dissent by Paul Stevens and Stephen Breyer, but at the end of the day, this was a ruling that actually defended my position that guns, in fact, can be regulated according to the Second Amendment.
Well, I think that the biggest problem is interpretation, because when it comes down to it, regulating, the only way that they can really regulate regarding the Second Amendment and infringements is through what is it? It's Article 1, 8-3 regarding commerce. So they can only target the Second Amendment through this. Now, I personally believe that the Founding Fathers knew exactly what they were doing when they said, hey, shall not be infringed. Infringement means zero limitations, zero laws, right? We have 22,000 infringements upon our Second Amendment. When it comes down to it, is that we can no longer trust our government. George Washington said it best.
Amen.
He said, when the government fears an armed people, the people should fear the government. To try and regulate what can and cannot be had, such as California's commerce law that they enacted in the 1990s, the assault weapons ban, which prohibited the manufacturing or selling of any kind of AR type weapon, was unconstitutional. But because they utilized Section 8.3 and targeted it through commerce, they couldn't really do much. This is one of the things why Colorado is starting to face limitations, because through them, they tried to ban anything with a detachable magazine. This is now going to the Supreme Court because it is a direct violation. To sit there and say that you support these things, I'm sorry. To me, that makes it makes you against the Constitution and against our founding fathers and the ideologies in which we were created.
Does the Supreme Court agree with you that there are 22,000 violations to the Second Amendment?
Doesn't matter what the Supreme Court thinks.
What is the Supreme Court's job?
has turned around and given different verdicts every fucking time.
What is the Supreme Court's job?
When you look at the Supreme Court from the 1800s, you would have a completely different verdict regarding the burning of the American flag than you do in today's fucking verdict, right? It was illegal to burn the American flag all the way up until, I believe it was the 70s.
Yep.
And then magically, when we had a bunch of fucking Democratic
Keep commenting in the chat, guys. Keep the algo push. Keep commenting.
That don't know the fucking verbiage, decide, oh, nope, this is perfectly okay to allow a act of, in my opinion, domestic teaism to sit there and burn the American flag through non-ritual or honorary ways. Sorry, this should not be protected under the fucking First Amendment, because it's a symbolization of our fucking country. And if you hate our country that fucking much, move to a different fucking country. Shit, I'll help you pack your bags and get you the fucking flight out.
So Justice,
We have totally lost.
No way
the
for us to tell
ideology
what
of
that
our
ideology
forefathers.
was back when we used to
We
fucking
have
musket load
the
guns. You know what I mean? Like when we used to have to like push gunpowder down there.
Teenagers and these kids are not being raised to know the Constitution or their rights, having basic common decency, helping their neighbors. They want to rely on the government for everything. They don't want to fucking have a work ethic. They sit there, bitch, moan, and cry and want to turn us into a socialist fucking country. Our founding fathers would be rolling over in their fucking graves at this point.
So can we all agree that even if collectively, right, even if we all collectively agreed, right, left, and different, that the government has become too tyrannical and that we wanted to overthrow it, can we all agree that at the end of the day, we can't?
No, we can. We absolutely
How?
can.
When they have drones and we have what? How are we going to do that, Bubba?
Easy. How many of us are there?
The ones that keep infighting all of the time, because in my opinion, we're in a tyrannical government right now.
I'm talking about true Americans.
So who decides?
Patriots. I'm not talking about the Democratic cowards.
Sure.
How many
Who decides what's
Republican
tyrannical?
GPU
Who
owners?
decides what's tyrannical?
We do.
How do we do that? How do we do that when we can't agree that the man in office right now is violating the Constitution?
Help me with that.
Please do tell me how he violated the Constitution. I'll prove you wrong.
Sure, great. So whenever a person attends a protest in 2024 and is arrested in 2025 with zero charges brought against them.
All right, B. Let's be. Hang on. Let her finish. We want the same respect.
That's
show
crazy.
her respect, please.
Katie, she's talking about J6, and it
That's
gets.
not, I'm not talking about that. That's not what I'm talking about at all, actually.
Yeah,
You're
no
making
jurisdicts,
assumptions.
no elections, nothing like that, because that'll
Because-
take my ass down. Even though
great.
this is my backup account, we're not doing it.
I understand, but J6 happened in 2021. I'm talking about an event that happened in 2024. So
What
let's
event?
so
What
be
event?
ready. So how about be ready? You just pay attention, okay? So if a person
minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa,
No,
whoa,
wait.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I got this. Hang on. We're not. Dark, please don't be condescending, please.
Oh. Hmm.
and I'm muted and I don't know that I'm muted, right? I don't have the ability to muzzle any of you.
Katie?
All right, you guys have a great day. This has been fun. Enjoy your echo chamber.
Katie? The condescending attitude?
She's
I
the echo
understand that,
chamber.
but we're not showing the same respect, you all. I don't know what went on this weekend because I was not on TikTok, but I swear all of you are on another level right now, and I don't know what the hell's going on.
I'm not got no attitude. I don't.
I
know
was
what you're
respectful the
talking
whole
about.
time. The whole time I was respectful.
Well, my
They kept
question is-
muting
would
me
be
and
this,
booting me.
like-
So
If
W
hang on,
host.
Nate, if we want
W host.
respect, we need to give respect too. And it was not Chauncey down there. It's not about teaching us. It's about having a discussion.
I was having a
Okay.
discussion.
Because maybe you can learn a few things from a few people up here. Sorry, Nate. Go on.
I hate when people twist things and use random stuff to try to sound smarter than they are. And she was doing that. And she was misrepresenting things.
I wasn't
And,
misrepresenting
I have a
anything.
problem
Here,
with that.
okay, hold on.
But I did not come up here arrogant or condescending or aggressive in any way. I just made my points back. And apparently somebody can enter that and get snarky. But I don't have
Host,
that.
may I just have 1 minute with Be Ready? I'm not going to be rude or condescending. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, nobody rude or condescending because I can push that one little button up there because I'm not going to deal with it today.
Absolutely, ma'am. So Be Ready. Since you think I was twisting and misrepresenting something, could you respectfully tell me what I was speaking about?
When you were talking about the militia and tyranny and the Second Amendment not being totally unregulated and are infringed, you made that court case to say that they could legally, for every citizen, you misrepresented and said that everyone's rights were optional or limited, and you misrepresented on purpose with something fringe, and you didn't explain it, so you misrepresented and made it more of a point than it truly was.
So my
Okay,
actual
so-
argument, may I respond?
You said you wanted a minute. You asked me one question. It's not
So-
fair to keep going back and back and back. You answered my question. I answered yours.
Well, I just want to give you
Right.
my argument, because my argument wasn't that each individual's rights were optional. My argument was that according to the Constitution and according to the Supreme Court, guns themselves, specifically on a state by state basis or on a federal level, could be regulated. Is that true?
It is true, but it's not how
Right.
you meant it at the time.
Nope, that's 100% how I meant it. You just made an assumption.
No, it's not.
So now, when you interrupted me again earlier, just a minute ago, could you respectfully tell me what I was talking about in 2024? It's okay to just say, I don't know, because you made an assumption. That's fine, Be Ready. I'm not
Fine,
trying to
made
hit you
an
with a gotcha.
assumption. I made an assumption, but it sounded to me like I was trying to protect the live as a mod in this live. And, for you to judge me for doing so, and
Not
I was
judging
thinking
you.
what you were referring to. Yes, you are. And
No,
being
not.
very condescending about it.
I'm not making any judgments towards you whatsoever.
You're
You're a moderator,
whole-
100%. You made an
you're-
assumption about something I was going to say, and you
you're-
attempted to protect the
you're
live. That's
whole-
respectful.
Your whole being up here is to be condescending and an asshole to everyone. You
That's
have
actually
made
not
it
true at all. I
clear-
just want to have a good faith discussion.
All
But you're not
let's
doing
get
that.
back to it. Let's get back to the good faith discussion.
So, like I was trying to say, in 2024, a person attended a protest. That person was then arrested in 2025, held for months with 0 charges brought against them. Does that violate their First Amendment right?
Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Hang on.
Yeah, there's somebody in the comments you guys might want to snatch up real quick.
I got.
Here, I'm going to flood the comments just real quick to get those to go away.
Yeah, I'm not sure it'd be a violation of the First Amendment, but
Like maybe due process.
right, like my husband said, due process. I don't understand why they would sit in. Were they in jail?
They were in detainment for months with 0 charges being brought against them.
That's a violation of due process.
Yeah,
Right,
that's a
so it's a
violation
violation of
due
their Fifth
process.
Amendment, and arresting them for simply attending a protest is a violation of their First Amendment. Donald Trump, therefore, has violated the Constitution when it comes to at least this one person,
No.
right?
No.
Okay,
What person
so
is this?
can we
Mahmoud
get this
Khalil.
person's name?
He's a permanent resident in the United States of America, and he was detained for months with 0
Okay,
charges being brought against
what's
him.
the source on that, and what's the name of the person so I can look
We
it
can
up?
look it up. Yeah.
Mahmoud Khalil. He is currently suing the Trump administration. This was
Oh,
a
is this
huge
the one
thing
at
that happened in
Columbia
2025.
College? Is this the one at
Yes.
Columbia College?
Yes.
Why couldn't you just say that?
Because I didn't want you guys to obfuscate and pretend that charges were brought against him that never were.
No, okay. You want to talk about assuming? You just did that yourself, ma'am. So practice what we preach. If you want to accuse other people of assuming and not knowing what you're talking about, you can't assume that we would do something with information that you would give us.
So do you still agree that his Fifth Amendment was violated?
If he was held without due process, is he a legal citizen?
Yeah, he has a permanent residency card. He's a green card holder. He is a legal migrant in this country. There was 0 charges brought against him. Whether you're a migrant or not, you can't be held for longer than 72 hours by law.
What's his
Okay,
name?
but if
Can you put his name down so I can research him?
It is
Mahmoud
MAH.
Khalil.
Yeah, MAHMOUD KHALIL. Mahmoud Khalil.
And what type of protest was it? Because protesting in the First Amendment First Amendment does not, and I'm gonna go back to your same principles and your same logic. Tyranny is not mentioned in the Constitution, right?
Mhm.
Okay, good. We've got that established. Protesting is not mentioned at all whatsoever in the First Amendment of the United States Constitution, quote, Bill of Rights. Protest is not mentioned at all. It actually mentions peaceful assembly
Mhm.
or petition your government with grievance. Nowhere does it mention protest.
Right. They were peacefully assembling. It doesn't matter what they were peacefully assembling about. Your First Amendment of free speech protects you of that against the government.
All right.
Excuse
Kirkland
me.
has his hand up. Please, can we allow him to talk? Because I know he's Ubering. Kirkland, go ahead.
So I guess, yeah. Gab just took it away from me, is what I was going to talk about. And the thing is I don't know about that case. I don't know what went on. I don't know about the whatever it was. But if you are outside a business or a government office and you are creating damage or interrupting with people's lives, it is a protest. To peacefully assemble is a lot more different in terms of what they wrote back in 1789, I believe it was, when they wrote the Bill of Rights and our Constitution, is a lot different than the meaning now. And I think the interpretation is getting screwed up, just like the Second Amendment.
Right.
Now, I don't know about anybody else, but when it says the right to bear arms shall not be infringed, which means that they cannot put any laws or any restrictions on that, period. And I don't know why people want to debate that, but if the founding fathers were here today and actually explained what the hell was going on, I think a lot of these Supreme Court justices would be tried for treason. I think a lot of these Congress people would be tried for treason because the founding fathers had principles and values. That's it. There's no doubt about it. And I think we're straying away from that. Is where my point was going with this whole thing.
Right, and that's a beautiful point. And I mean, I think we can agree to disagree because at the end of the day, a lot of this is interpretation, and unfortunately, like that interpretation rests solely on the Supreme Court. But when we move forward and we talk about cases like Mahmoud Khalil, right? So the peaceful assembly that did happen was on the Columbia lawn. It did get a little out of hand.
Katie, real quick,
Yes.
this is misinformation.
It's not. I'm reading about it right now.
Ma'am, please, okay, just, yeah. It's called the Fifth Amendment. You know, invoke your fifth.
Katie, why was I interrupted?
Because misinformation. Okay, I'm a mod too.
Prove that what I said was misinformation.
I'm trying to tell you. We protect the life with misinformation. The protest in which you're talking about, federal immigration authorities arrested Palestinian activists Saturday who played a prominent role in Columbia University's protest against Israel. All right, that's hate. That is what is known as hate speech. You can express it, but doesn't mean you're protected from it. You're only protected from it from the government.
Where are the charges?
All right, you have again. Woo, Jesus!
Hang on, guys. Dark,
Katie.
Everybody. Yep, I know.
Katie, I was cut off yet again, and you didn't stop it.
You know, she was talking and you interrupted her.
That's not true. I was telling you about the protest, and she interrupted me.
I interrupted you for misinformation.
Yeah, she interrupted you for misinformation because that will get me flagged.
It wasn't
if you
misinformation.
have facts, Dark, I need you to bring it up on the.
It's literally right here. What are we talking about, Katie? Bring up your facts right now. Not Katie. Conservative. Bring up your source. Bring up yours.
Look, don't get an attitude.
I'm literally reading about the protest.
Linda, you don't run this live.
Bring yours up.
I've got mine. Don't be condescending. Don't be condescending.
Not being condescending.
Yes, you are.
All right.
Okay, I'm done with her.
Bitch.
Bye.
We're not doing this.
See, well, this is the thing. So I just looked up that gentleman. Does anybody know why he was arrested by ICE?
Exactly. Yes. Thank you.
They have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. They have no fucking clue what they're talking about. And I'm supposed to keep my cool all the time. Okay. Show respect. I was respectful that whole fucking time. So for the record, the sit-in that happened at Columbia University originally started on the lawn, and it did get out of hand, and the students did take over an administrative building, so the police had to be called, but Mahmoud Khalil was not a part of the administrative building takeover and was not arrested for being on the lawn. So why is it an entire year later the Trump administration felt the need to send ICE to his apartment to have him detained and not formally charged with anything? That is a direct violation of your constitutional rights. But they never want to admit it. Never one time do they want to admit it. Yeah, they call it misinformation because they don't like it. They don't like to hear the truth, that Donald Trump is violating the Constitution. So, I need a way to get more people to come over to the tickety talkety, not the tickety talkety, to the YouTube and the Twitch. How do I motivate people to come over here? Wow, that's disgusting. You like it, Samantha? I worked really hard on it. All right, guys. Excuse me. So, guys, we did only hit about $14 of the daily goal whenever we were on the tickety talkety streets. So, if you guys, I do have the link tree in my bio here on the YouTube as well, and I believe it's also on the Twitch. So, if you guys don't mind visiting those and like donating $1, $2, whatever, like everything's appreciated, never required. Let me see though. I think I have it on my Twitch somewhere. Let me look. Do I need to customize channel? I don't have my link tree. No. Let's get it real quick. Let's go. It looks so good. Thank you. Thanks. I'm trying to get off of what is toxicity on the internet. So I'm trying to move, you know what I mean? All right, so my link tree is officially on my Twitch. There we go. But yeah, I'm trying to get away from the toxicity that is TikTok. As you guys know, I've made a huge separation in like where I've been. Samantha, thank you for the $20. I appreciate you so much for just the heart. You're the best. All right, let me keep track of what we got going on here. So that way I can give you guys a better idea. So we have 20 plus 10 plus 3.13 plus. Let me make sure. Oh. All right, we are officially at 34.35. I wonder if there's like a text I can add here. Let me see. Oh, wait, hello? What the heck? Hey! And I will, I guess, do I have the act? Yeah, and I'll just update that as we go. As we go. Look at that, chat. Look at that. I have it set till tomorrow. So let's just go ahead and knock out the rest of this goal. I don't like those colors though. Let's see what we can do about that. Maybe we should make it a so it matches the vibe. You know what I mean? Matches the vibe. How do we help the algorithm besides commenting? That's a great question. I am still learning. Let's do a Google search together. Let's see. Let's see. Don't want to be there. Dun, 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 dun. YouTube loves high click-through rate, long watch times, consistent uploads, returning viewers, clip shorts. I want live, though. Okay. I have to go live constantly. YouTube favors predictable scheduling. I've got that. After every stream, clip everything. Let's see. Twitch Discovery. It says Twitch Discovery honestly kind of sucks unless you already have viewers, you network, and you create clips elsewhere. That's hilarious. What is your Twitch? My Twitch is Hi Emma, same as it was on YouTube or TikTok. Just Hi Emma. Hi_Emma is my Twitch. It's also in the link tree. So if you go to my YouTube channel here, Journey, and you go to my link tree, you can find it. Journey! Losing his mind. He doesn't even know what he's barking at. He has no idea what he's barking at. Samantha, I will have to figure that out because I just feel like I have so much going on in the MAGA hunting tree. Journey! Hey! That is enough. You're not barking at anything. I'm about to go fight my cat. I have too many dang cats. Right? I prefer the horizontal because, like, it just looks better in my opinion. There's so much going on. It gets so busy whenever you're doing, like, vertical screens because you just have you have less viewage. You know what I mean? So, less space, I should say. Me too, Charlie. Me too. I don't know. It's interesting. But yeah, guys. So, let's see if we can find another Trump live to get into, I guess.
You don't have a path to get it.
Whatever, losers. Let's see what these guys are saying.
Accordingly. First off, you talked about that 20,000 number. There's been over 20,000 people under the age of 8 years old who have also died in this conflict. So you could talk about.
He has his background sized so terribly for the record.
You're still doing an active siege on civilian populations by and large because the 85% of people who you're targeting are still civilians. And the idea that Hamas uses human shields and they hide in hospitals and they hide in schools and whatever is a complete fabrication. And it's part of the reason why all of the civilian infrastructure in Gaza is gone. Only 25% of equipment in hospitals still actually even works in Gaza. And it's perpetrating a new humanity crisis on Gaza right now as we speak. But going back to what you were talking about, you made a point about Hamas militants. Could you just repeat one of the other points that you made?
Yeah. Well, I also brought up the genocide scholars, but the main question I want you to answer,
which had no evidence behind it.
Nope, I'm not. I fucking hate Benito. We're not doing that. That's Benito. I will not. I will not. We might come back to that one later. Benito doesn't stand 10 toes down in anything. He doesn't actually believe in anything. He just flip-flops back and forth. Drives me fucking up the wall crazy. Can't do it. All right, let's go see what Flint is saying today. Let's listen in on Flint.
Commanders on there that are overpowered and they know it. Come on up. Nobody cares about your feelings. We only care about facts in the Situation Room. Yeah, you are. No, I don't. You're always fucking streaming. I don't believe you. No, I don't. Go away.
He's mad at me being in the comments.
Oh, I wonder why. Wonder fucking why. Why do you keep coming up here? You know you fucking hate Republicans so goddamn bad. You hate me so fucking much and want to send all these nasty goddamn people to me, but you're here every fucking day. You're here every fucking day.
I just want to talk politics.
Much. Alright. Go away. Go fuck on. Wonder why you got a fucking ban. I think we know why.
Yes,
And all you want to do is sit here and talk the fuck over me and all this shit. That's not what a debate is. You're just in your feelings.
Yeah, Benito's the debate my mom guy. Whatever. How boring.
Go away.
Boring, Flint. Boring. I want people to come up in my stream, just not you. That's what they sound like. They're like, all right, guys, request up, but not Emma. Not that one. She's not allowed to request up. It's so silly. Everyone's welcome except Emma. Go check dog. What? What? Hello? Oh, I need to figure out how to make certain people mods here. I think I have to go to YouTube and do it that way. I don't know, though. Let me see. Switch account from Forge Fall. Oh my god, guys, we have 102 subscribers on FPP! Hey! I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, so hold on. Let me go. We are live right now. Okay, new managing moderators can support your... Learn more. I need to moderate. I need to... Okay. Assign moderators. Open your YouTube app. Okay. Bow, Andrea. Okay, let's see. Ooh, printing a dinosaur is a big W. Tortilla. Samantha. I need Allie to come in here. I'm gonna text Allie. Okay, Andrea, you're now a mod, Tortilla, and Samantha. And I'm gonna make Allie a mod. And I think for start out, I mean, obviously Geeky when they wake up, Chris when they wake up, if they want to as well. So, okay. Hey, okay, let's see. Tortilla, you're my favorite chip. You're gonna be a mod everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, Tortilla. You and me, we're tight. My favorite chip. My favorite chip. Y'all done with FPP? Well, Samantha's also a moderator, Tortilla, so Samantha would be the only reason we ever fight Tortilla, just so you know that. Oh my god, it's already 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Shit. Who knew? Not me. If we could knock down this goal a little bit more for the day, though, that would make me feel immensely better. Because it really sucks that I'm blocked on my main, which is going to make it really hard to hit this goal. And so, luckily, my bills are almost good for the month, but they're not quite there yet, and I do need to buy groceries again next week. So, god dang it. The fact that we just have to keep on eating, you know what I mean? But chat, so part of the reason why we're making this like big move to like Twitch and YouTube is so that way like we can actually stop doing the TikTok thing of having a daily goal. Because right now in this economy, every single one of us are struggling. We're all going through various things. Some of us are on restricted incomes. Some of us recently lost jobs. Some of us are just not getting paid enough from the job we had before Trump became president to make ends meet, right? So part of the reason why we are making this move to Twitch and YouTube is because their affiliate programs are vastly better than that of TikTok. So once we get like the followers, once we get like the boost, once we do all the things which we have to put the work in for, like these apps will actually do what I've been relying on you guys to do, right? Because after losing my job because my congressional candidate didn't win his primary, right? It's just been really hard to find remote work since. Like even my teenage daughter, she's struggling to find work right now. Plus the summer's coming up, so even if I did find work, I'd have to just leave my job because who's going to watch Pterodactyl during the day? So it's just one of those things where it's like we're stuck between a hard and a rock place. And I empathize with you guys immensely, which is why I always say donations are appreciated, never required. Normally I would just go off and DoorDash, but like even now gas prices so high, it's not worth putting all the mileage on my car. So it's just one of those things where just like everything sucks right now and I feel it and I'm right there with you guys. And I love you guys for just being here and for helping me create this space in which we can just do our thing and fight for democracy and educate people on the internet. But yeah, Tortilla, that's exactly how the Trump supporters are. They're like, everyone but Emma request up, or RJ, or Steve, or Democrats, or anybody with dissenting views. Wild behavior. What the heck? Or liberals. Definitely not liberals. I fucking adore you guys. Tapping the heart does not like the live. It still helps, but like the live, minimize the chat, and hit the thumbs up button. So make sure you hit that thumbs up button and you're subscribed. Let's see. Normally I'm off the internet by now, but since we got a banana, we're going to be running a little late today to try to knock out more of this goal. Hashtag cancel tortilla. I love you guys. Chip and Samantha are one of my favorite couples. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm looking for another live chat. They're just like, where are they? Where are all the lives? I used to shine bright like gold. I actually gotta find something real quick, chat. All right. Hold on, guys. Oh. A rock and a hard place. Where's that? In the coast of Boise. It's on the coast of Boise. We are looking for another trap live. Oh, Juniper makes the gross coughing sounds. Like, because she eats everything. She's 96% microplastics at this point. Oh. At least the new basement will be finished for you. How many surgeries has she had? Juniper, none, luckily. Just, I mean, other than being spayed. But she's like all the time making these like weird coughing noises. Because like she just eats everything. She eats, I swear she's got pica. I swear to goodness she does. I know where between a rock and a hard place is, but not where between a hard and a rock place. I'm trying to find us a Trump supporting live. Where'd they all go? Never gonna give you up. Oh, I don't know why that just popped into my head, chat. Hmm. No, we see them. I read it. You said I know where between a rock and a hard place is, but not where between a hard and a rock place is. Let's see. And not a singular person has attempted to call in either. Not one. I used to shine bright like gold. Where the heck is everybody at? What the hell? What the hell? B, why do you think I'm not seeing you? I just read your comment out like 3 times. Hey, there's Allie. I gotta go over to the YouTube for that. That's right. Sorry, I'm figuring this out. Boom. Done. Boom. Look, and Smant's here. We have Smant's back now. Da, da. What the heck? Oh, shoot. Guys, okay. So, I actually have to start dinner real